incredible stuff from him in his home round, but which way is this going to go is so hard to tell. And Thompson, after taking the lead in this group, now at the back of it again, the Australian.
The only problem he's got is he's so good at that move in towards turn 1. Will he be able to make a similar move into the all-important turn 17? No use doing it at turn 1 on that final lap if you can't keep it at turn 17. And now here we are at the absolutely pin section of the track. Slipstream will take effect once again. Here we go in towards turn 10. They're coming up the inside of Fadilla. It's Izawa. They move left and right in towards turn 10. They go. Izawa braking very late. Too late. Fadilla chops back through on the inside.
Wow, it is getting close. And are they aware this is the penultimate lap?
Yeah,
because
quite.
you've still got another one to go. But yeah, great stuff then. Number 15, absolutely dead set on taking this second place on home turf. Elbows fully out once again. But yeah, a little bit wide from Izawa. Let's see, where is the next move going to come?
Yeah, well, who knows? It could be in towards turn 16. Here's the run down towards it. In towards turn 15 is where we've seen it before. But turn 6 with such a variety of lines, it's so inviting for that overtake. Will this be the dress rehearsal for the final lap? No. Apparently not.
No, the one time they've all stayed line astern and nice and tidy. But no, well, Hakim Danish then has started that last lap, as you can see top left in the graphics, because he has such an advantage. 15 seconds now nearly for the Malaysian. But here we go then, this fight for second place. Who is going to come out on top?
So no one showed their hand or their card into that final corner then, but it is Izawa who makes that first move in towards turn 1. Will he be able to keep it though? I do not think he will throughout the entirety of this lap. Carter Thompson just dropping back there out of turn 1. So it looks like Izawa versus Fadilla. Thompson just a bit wide in there. I think that was turn 4. Turn 4 was it, or 3? But I've lost count of where we are.
Yeah, you can see that brake protector, like you said. You can really see it there on that shot at that angle, number 15 against the green background. But so far then, it's as you were, and like you said, no one showed their cards on that penultimate.
Oh, Carl Thompson's gone down with a big high side there. That is him out of the running, unfortunately. He'll be absolutely gutted about that, but it's Fadilla who's making a move up the inside of Izawa. Doesn't quite make it stick though. He nearly went sideways. That's good to see. Thompson, after an enormous accident, walking away. Just disappointment for him, thankfully. He'll get another look at it tomorrow. So now any one of these riders will be finishing on the podium if they stay upright. Oh, Izawa moves to the right, to the left of the circuit, I should say. They're going to have one more opportunity to make that move.
Absolutely incredible drama then. Carter Thompson, like you said, on his feet, rider okay, and these guys now, they will both be on the podium, but they do both have to finish.
Yes, what order will it be for the Indonesian or the Japanese rider? But it's a Malaysian, top of the pile. Hakim Danish takes the win, but we need to see what's going on at the final corner. Fadilla, he wants that second place, but it will be a podium. Just keep it upright. He's done it. It's going to be home glory for Fadilla, but Izawa cements that championship lead with second place. Brilliant racing once again here in the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup.
What an incredible conclusion to that podium battle. I was very nervous for both of them there, especially after that heartbreak for Carter Thompson. It can go wrong in an instant, but the Aussie up and okay, coming back for more tomorrow. But that podium runaway win from Hakim Danish, absolutely stunning stuff from the Malaysian. And yeah, Izawa and Fadilla then both in the end aggressive, but keeping it nice and clean, and both taking those podiums. Izawa back on the box, and Fadilla home turf glory. Absolutely fantastic for him.
Well, it's home disappointment for Trihardica, who's gone down, unfortunately. But this is what happened with Thompson. I mean, wow, I said it was flat out through there. It looked like he might have been a little bit offline, and we did say if he goes slightly offline, it is a bit more slippy. He's got a slightly different line choice there. Yep, a little bit wider, and unfortunately, well, that's the issue there. So we're taking a very good look at that, having a good look at the data. The main thing is he's able to walk away from a very, very big accident indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see pretty frustrated with that, and I can't imagine on the last lap when you fought it out throughout the entire race. But yeah, main thing, up and on his feet, rider seemingly okay, and I'm sure at least he's got a good race of data as well for tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll be back in that fight at the front again. Shinya Izawa though is nice and calmer race from the number 21. A little bit less elbows than the two in that group fighting for second. And now, yeah, really commanding performance from him as Adaki just suffered that little setback today.
Yeah, there was a couple more fallers on the final lap as well. You've got, unfortunately for Malaysian fans, Faris Putra, who went down, but says rider okay on our timing screens. We just saw Indonesian rider Trihardika, unfortunately, down as well. I do want to give a shout out, though, Fran, to the rider in 4th position.
He's done it again.
Al Sahuti from 16th on the grid, going really, really well in these dry conditions. Up there, finishing 4th place, just off the podium at the end. And Wakamatsu in 5th.
Yeah, I said Wakamatsu should move through in the race, but Hamad Al Sahuti, you know, home turf and in Qatar, a little bit of a different kettle of fish, but here, really impressive stuff from him to come through into 4th. And it was only a couple of tenths ahead of Wakamatsu as well, so they obviously fought it out till that final lap. But yeah, some drama in that race at the front. That podium battle, absolutely riveting. But that win for Hakeem Danish, so commanding from the Malaysian. I think that may send a few shivers to his competitors ahead of race 2.
Yeah, that was very, very... When you see it was a very commanding performance, very cool-headed in such extreme heat. And when you see how the mistakes that were made by some of his main competitors for the championship, well, that shows you just how strong he was. This is what was eventually the second winning overtake, yeah, from Izawa. Worth also mentioning, because this is such a different array of results, we've got Laungpleo from Buriram in Thailand, 6th position. That is his first finish of the season, and 6th place. Well, that is very respectable indeed.
It really is, yeah, and he was just half a second behind Wakamatsu as well in that little battle for 4th place. And then Nicholas there in 7th place. A lonely finish for the Australian in the end, but Riswanto taking some points then as well on home turf. Good stuff from him. And then Malaysians locking out that top 10 with Hafi and Iztar. But yeah, that podium battle was dramatic. The crash from Adaki was dramatic in terms of the standings, and Carter Thompson, it does say he's now gone to the medical centre, but we're sure it'll just be for a check at least, because we did see him walking away on his feet. So hopefully there's nothing for the Australian to worry about before race 2.
Yeah, hopefully nothing more than bruised ego for him, of course, ahead of tomorrow. Will be great to see Carter Thompson, the Australian, back competing for that podium, rectifying what happened today. As we look in Parc Ferme at Hakeem Danish, well, it's just most we've seen him in about 10 minutes, isn't it? Because for the rest
yes.
of the time, unfortunately, it was such a dominating win. He barely got any TV time in the second half of the race.
To be fair, in this series, sponsors are all the same. But yes, absolutely incredible from the Malaysian. Yeah, just new face on the top step. Really, really great stuff from him. And I'm sure that'll give him so much confidence as well. Like you said, last year didn't quite get off the line here in Mandalika and take much from the round, even though there were those 3 races in the end. But yeah, really impressive stuff from the number 14. Absolutely untouchable in terms of the gap and the lap times, and so consistent with them.
Yeah, you could say, well, it's surprising really that he has got a fair bit of experience around here, but just not in actual races. And yeah, he was the one who just mastered it all, didn't he? He'll be very, very happy with that. Malaysians not too far away, but further than you think, will be very, very happy indeed, cheering all the way for their rider.
Absolutely, they will be. As I'm sure the Indonesian fans in the stands here will do, especially for this man in 3rd place, Rekat Fadila. Really impressive stuff from him on the podium at home. Special feeling. I say that like I remember when I did it, but it must be a very special feeling for these guys. And Shinya Zawa as well, hammering home his pace since joining the ATC this season. Really impressive stuff. Him and Adaki were really those standout rookies in Qatar, but Adaki did just falter early on in the race today. So advantage Zawa in terms of the points and currently in terms of that little rookie battle as well. Yeah,
but it has really tightened up the championship in some respects, hasn't it? You've got 14 points back to your former championship leader Adaki in 4th, Al Sahuti into 3rd place. So we got a Japanese rider from a Malaysian, from a Qatari, top 3 in the series at the moment. Really, really impressive. You can't tell just how trying and testing those conditions were out there, with riders still with their leathers on, just take a little look at those in white shirts and things like that around.
Absolutely,
it is very, very difficult indeed.
Even just that parade we had in Jakarta that, like we said, sadly, the injured Veda Ega Pratama was also part of. That was enough, and that was 4 kilometres.
Yeah.
So race distance, it really is, yeah, an athletic feat as well as a racing one for these guys. So, yeah, really congratulations to them. Hopefully now they get a bit of a cool breeze.
Yeah, exactly.
See the flag just outside our commentary box waving ever so slightly, and ever so slightly can count for a lot when it's this hot.
Yeah, and they will, of course, when they get to the TV set and do their interviews and whatever, they'll be given water and things like that to replenish themselves.
Towel, nice little refresh.
Chuck a little electrolyte in there as well. I was hearing earlier on that some of the riders after a session or a race will add 1 kilo to their race suits from sweat. I mean, pretty extreme, even though, as we mentioned, some of them from fairly local.
Yeah, I enjoy add 1 kilo to the suit rather than lose it from themselves. But
wow.
Yeah, it is pretty dramatic, isn't it? Even when you're just kind of working and walking from A to B, you really have to keep drinking water. And yeah, it really is, like I said, an athletic feat racing in these temperatures here. But great job from all of those guys, and especially Hakim Dinesh. You know, that's incredible. 15.6 seconds over the line in the end.
Wow. We've seen sort of dominance like that from Furusato last year occasionally. But yeah, it's been a while since we've seen that, isn't it?
It has it indeed. And yeah, normally you roll off a bit on the last couple of laps when you've got that much advantage. But looking at that, I don't think Dinesh must have done too much at all.
No,
He's kept it pinned.
His final lap was still faster than everybody else's by 0.3 of a second. So that says it all, I think.
It was indeed, yeah. Wow, that's impressive stuff from the Malaysian, and seriously worrying for the rest of them for race 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. As it does, yeah, as I mentioned, moves him up to 2nd in the championship standings. 47 points, just 1 point ahead of Al Sahuti. Hakim Dinesh did actually finish back in 5th place in race 2 in Qatar. It was actually a pair of 5th places, race 1 and 2. So a quiet start, you could say, out in the desert just a few weeks ago. Worth noting again, this isn't our only visit to Mandalika this year as well, is it?
No, which is great news for Hakim Dinesh once again, isn't it? There's still 75 points to be fought over, or a maximum of 75, I should say, to be fought over here at Mandalika circuit. And yeah, it's just unthinkable at the moment that anyone could challenge the Malaysian if he keeps it upright in those races with such an advantage. But you never know. As we always say, the ATC is here to help riders progress and learn more than just win races. It's all about the whole package here in the Asia Talent Cup. So who knows, by the 3rd race, maybe we'll have more of a battle on our hands, maybe even race 2 tomorrow. Yeah,
that's normally what happens. Race 1 and race 2 are very, very different kettles of fish altogether, aren't they, at these ATC rounds. People go and do a lot of homework overnight. There's also a lot more rubber on the circuit generally, provided we don't have any more downpours tonight and monsoon rains.
Well, I was going to say, we're first out tomorrow with the Asia Talent Cup, so if there is rain, it's another little bit of the unknown for these guys. And it is a very short turnaround between the races, isn't it? It's get back to the tent, digest the data, talk to rider coach, get ready for tomorrow, get up and race again.
Yeah, off they go. So yeah, it's a very, very tight schedule, quick turnaround and everything as we wait for the riders to come out onto the podium. This will be a special moment because, of course, it will be Rekat Fadila, the Indonesian rider, coming out onto the podium at his home race for the first time here. It will be, of course, applauded by all the fans that are still left over. Be very, very chuffed with this.
Fadila from Indonesia.
I'm not sure how loud the circuit speaker is in your headsets, TV sets at home, but that was pretty loud and awesome. A special moment for him. 2nd place, though, will be Shinya Zawa.
Yeah, really impressive start to the season for the Japanese rookie.
From Malaysia.
Hakim Dinesh then out onto the podium in Indonesia.
Now we'd like to invite
Who is coming to collect the trophy, though? That's the question. What excitement awaits us now? Previously, it was Taka Nakagami and Ayagura.
Now, I don't believe it is riders today. We have some dignitaries. We have a representative from Idemitsu and the